Good afternoon, students. Today we can start our second module. Okay, and the syllabus of second module covers first one, lateral earth pressure. There are three types of lateral earth pressure, that is at rest, active, and passive earth pressure. Then Rankins and Coulomb's theories and its derivation is not required. Then influence of surcharge, inclined backfill, and water table on earth pressure. Then earth pressure retaining wall with layered backfill, and some problems based on these portions. Okay. So, before going into this earth pressure theory, we can look through some of the basic terms. First one is retaining structure. So, I think all of you have heard retaining walls, sheet piles, etc. So, what's meant by retaining structure? Retaining structure means it is a structure which are used to hold back a soil mass. So, in order to hold a soil mass, we are providing retaining structures. And the examples of these retaining structures are retaining walls, sheet pile walls, sheetings in excavations, basement walls, etc. So, these are provided in order to hold back a soil mass. Okay. So, in this figure, there are some of the retaining structures. Okay. So, a retaining wall helps in maintaining the ground surface at different elevations on either side of it. So, take this example, that is here this is the retaining wall. Retaining wall is provided in order to keep the soil at different elevations, that is here the soil is at this elevation and here it is the ground level. So, by providing this retaining wall, we are able to keep the soil at two different elevations. Okay. So, if there is no such a structure, that is if there is no retaining wall here, what will happen? The soil at higher elevation have a tendency to move down till it acquires its natural stable configuration. Okay, that is if there is no retaining wall here, the soil will come this portion and it will reach a stable position, that is all the soil will be in same level. We cannot make the soil at different elevations if there is no retaining wall. Okay, so the function of retaining wall is to maintain the ground surface at different elevations on either side of it. Okay, so it is mainly used to hold back a soil mass. So, consequently, the soil that is retained at a slope steeper than it can sustain by virtue of its shearing strength. So, this portion of the soil can sustain its elevation by its shearing strength. Okay. And it will exert a force on the retaining wall. This soil mass, the soil which is retained by the retaining wall, exert a force on the retaining wall, and this force is known as earth pressure. Okay, that is known as earth pressure. That is the force exerted by the soil mass on the retaining wall is known as earth pressure. And another term is backfill. Backfill means the material that is retained by the wall is known as backfill. So, here it is the backfill soil. Here also it is the backfill soil. That is the material which is retained by this wall is known as backfill. Okay. So, these terms I will be using many times, that is backfill. Backfill means the material that is retained by the retaining wall is known as backfill. Okay. So, what is meant by earth pressure? Earth pressure is the force exerted by the soil which is held by the retaining wall. Okay. And so, the force exerted by the soil on the retaining wall is known as earth pressure. So, these are some of the examples of retaining structures in bridge abutment, water storage, in flood walls, sheet pile walls. In all the cases, these retaining structures will hold the soil mass. So, in geotechnical engineering, it is often necessary to prevent lateral soil movements. So, for that we are providing the retaining wall. There is cantilever retaining wall in this shape. This is known as braced excavations, and there is anchored sheet pile. The anchored sheet pile in the shape of anchor. Okay. So, we can move into earth pressure, definition of earth pressure and all. So, lateral earth pressure mostly develop against the structures supporting soil or water. Okay. It is the force. So, what is meant by lateral earth pressure? It is the force exerted by the soil mass upon the earth retaining structure such as retaining wall. That is known as lateral earth pressure or earth pressure. The force which is on the retaining wall when the soil is retained at a slope steeper than it can sustain by virtue of its shearing strength. The magnitude of earth pressure is a function of magnitude and nature of the absolute and relative movement of the soil and the structure. So its magnitude of this earth pressure depends upon the magnitude and nature of the absolute and relative movement of the soil and the structure. So the definition of lateral earth pressure, it is the pressure exerted by the earth backfill on the back of the wall. That is known as lateral earth pressure. Okay. So, the lateral earth pressure mainly classified into three types. They are at rest earth pressure, active earth pressure and passive earth pressure. So, this retaining wall is used to hold back the soil mass. So, when it is holding back a soil mass or backfill, this backfill will exert a force on the retaining wall, that is known as earth pressure. Okay. So, at this situation, there may be a movement of the wall, retaining wall. Due to the bulk soil mass or the backfill soil, the retaining wall may move away from the soil mass or towards the soil mass. So, based on the direction of movement of the retaining wall, we can classify the earth pressure into two types. They are active earth pressure and passive earth pressure. And the third type is at rest earth pressure. At rest earth pressure means there will not be any movement of retaining wall. Okay. So, based on this direction of wall movement, the earth pressure is classified into active and passive. Okay. So, here this is the active earth pressure. This is the condition of passive earth pressure. Okay. So, we can look through what is active earth pressure. So, this is the retaining wall. This is the retaining wall and it is holding back this soil. So, this is the backfill. Backfill is the soil which is retained by the or hold back by the retaining wall. Okay. So, this is the retaining wall and this retaining wall hold back the backfill here. So, the soil exert a push against the wall by virtue of its tendency to slip laterally. That is, this soil have a tendency to push against the wall and it will make the wall to move slightly away from the backfilled soil mass. Due to this push of the soil mass, this retaining wall has a tendency to move away from the backfilled soil mass. This type of pressure is known as active earth pressure, since the soil is the actuating element. That is, here the retaining wall is moving away from the backfill soil. So, it is known as active earth pressure. Okay, this is the first type of earth pressure. In the second case, when the retaining wall is caused to move towards the soil. So, in the second case, it is a retaining wall, same as this figure, retaining wall, and it hold back the soil mass. So, when this retaining wall is caused to move towards the soil, the wall is the actuating element. The soil provides the resistance in response to the movement of the structure towards this direction. That is, here the retaining wall is moved towards the backfill soil. So, this type of earth pressure is known as passive earth pressure. Okay. So, in the case of active earth pressure, the retaining wall is moving away from the backfill soil. In the case of passive earth pressure, the retaining wall is moving towards the backfill soil. Okay. So, based on this direction of movement, it is classified into active and passive. So, we can explain what happens due to this active and passive earth pressure. So, types of lateral earth pressure. First one, I have told there is earth pressure at rest. That is, when the wall is rigid and unyielding, the soil mass is in a state of rest. That is, soil is not moving and there is no deformation and displacements. There is no deformation and there is no movement of retaining wall. The earth pressure corresponding to this state is known as earth pressure at rest. Okay. In the first case, there is no movement of wall and that type of earth pressure is known as earth pressure at rest. Okay. So, this is not much important, earth pressure at rest. So, second case, that is active earth pressure. So, what is active earth pressure? So, when I am explaining this, you remember this figure, that is, the retaining wall is moving away from the soil mass. This is the active case. Okay. So, we can go through the mechanisms. That is, when the retaining wall moves away from the backfill, a portion of the backfill located next to the retaining wall tends to break away from the rest of the soil mass. That is, some portion which is very near to the retaining wall has a tendency to break away, separate away from the rest of the soil mass and tends to move downwards and outwards relative to the wall. And since the shearing resistance is mobilized in the direction away from the wall, there is decrease in earth pressure. Okay, here actually the shearing resistance holds the soil. Okay, so when the soil moves away from the backfill or retaining wall is moving away from the soil mass, the shearing resistance is mobilized in the direction away from the wall. That is, there is an expansion of the soil mass, so shearing resistance is mobilized in the direction which is away from the wall. So there is a decrease in earth pressure in the case of active condition. Decrease in earth pressure which continues until failure will occur in the backfill, and due to this failure, slip surface will be developed. That is, failure surface will be developed. Okay, that is in the case of active earth pressure, the wall is moving away from the backfill soil. So when this situation continues, what happens? The failure of the soil mass will occur and a slip surface will be developed. The force acting on the wall at this stage does not decrease any more beyond this point. So at this point, at this failure condition, this is the minimum force. Okay, so beyond this there will not any decrease in the force, and this force is known as active earth pressure. Okay, that force is known as active earth pressure. The force acting on the wall at this stage, that is at the failure stage, does not decrease any more beyond this point, even with further wall movement. That is, retaining wall is moving away from the backfill. So after this point, even though the wall is moving away from the backfill, there will not be any decrease in the force, and that force is known as active earth pressure. Okay. So in the case of active earth pressure, the wall, so here the wall is, retaining wall is moving away from the backfilled soil mass. So there is expansion of soil mass here, that is decrease in the shearing, there is a expansion of soil mass. So there is a decrease in mobilization of shearing resistance. So the earth pressure is decreasing, because pressure is decreasing because the wall is moving away from the soil. So the soil may be able to expand. So pressure on the soil decrease, that is earth pressure decrease. So in the case of active earth pressure, the earth pressure is minimum value, the pressure is reducing. Okay. So next we can discuss what is passive. So I have told, in the case of passive earth pressure, retaining wall is moving towards the backfill soil. Okay. So what are the mechanisms? If the wall is pushed towards the backfill, the soil is compressed. Okay, since the wall is moving towards the backfill soil will be compressed, and the soil offers resistance to this movement by virtue of its shearing resistance. So for this compression, soil will have a resistance. In order to prevent this compression, soil will develop resistance by virtue of its shearing resistance. Since the shearing resistance builds up in direction towards the wall, what happens? The earth pressure gradually increases, because here the retaining wall is moving towards the backfill. So the earth pressure increases. And if this force reaches a value which the backfill cannot withstand, failure occurs and slips. Here also, if the force reaches a value which the backfill cannot withstand, if the soil cannot withstand this force, what will happen? The failure of the soil mass occurs, and due to this failure, slip surface will also develop, and the pressure reaches a maximum value. At that failure condition, the pressure reaches a maximum value, and this pressure does not increase anymore with further wall movement. Even though there is wall movement, the pressure will not increase much beyond this point. Okay, so this pressure is known as passive earth pressure. Okay, so in the case of passive earth pressure, since the wall is moving towards the backfill soil, the earth pressure increases. Okay, so these are the three types of lateral earth pressure, that is earth pressure at rest, active and passive. So in the case of active, the retaining wall is moving away from the soil mass, so there is a decrease in the earth pressure. And here in the case of passive, the retaining wall is moved towards the backfill soil, so there is an increase in earth pressure. Okay, I think you are clear. If you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp me, I will explain. So next we can look through the effect of wall movement on earth pressure by this graphical representation. Okay, so we have studied active earth pressure, then at rest earth pressure, and passive earth pressure. Okay, so in this x-axis, direction of movement, direction of retaining wall movement is shown in the x-axis, and along the y-axis, pressure means force on the wall, that is earth pressure is indicated. Okay, so first, that is here in this direction there is away from the backfill, that is the movement of retaining wall away from the backfill. So away from the backfill means active earth pressure case. Okay, so in that case, since the retaining wall is moving away from the soil mass, there is a decrease in earth pressure. So this earth pressure will be minimum value, so it is the minimum earth pressure in the case of active. Okay, so when it is moving towards the backfill, what will happen? The pressure increases. Okay, and in the case of at rest condition, this is the at rest condition, that is there is no movement of retaining wall. Okay, so here the direction of movement, here it is the initial condition, there is no movement, and if it is moving towards the backfill, what will happen? The pressure increases to the maximum value, that is the passive earth pressure. Okay, this is the pressure. This is the passive earth pressure and this is the active earth pressure. This is the earth pressure at rest. So passive earth pressure is the minimum value, active earth pressure is the maximum value, and earth pressure at rest will be intermediate between active and passive. Okay, so you should remember this figure in your mind. That is, active earth pressure means the backfill is moving away from the retaining wall. So here passive earth pressure is the here active earth pressure is the minimum value, which is represented by PA, and when this retaining wall is moving towards the backfill, the earth pressure increases. So in the case of passive earth pressure, the earth pressure is the maximum value, passive earth condition, passive case, the earth pressure is maximum, and in the case of at rest condition, it is in between active and passive case. Okay, so these are the three types of earth pressure: at rest, active and passive. Okay, so you should read this portion in your textbook, Aurora textbook. It is in the earth pressure theory theory portion. Thank you. Today's lecture is over. Thank you.